firewall vendors. Say for example FortiGuard. Fortinet has got this real-time threat map, and as you can see at the bottom, this is at this particular point of time the live attacks that are happening. You can see at the bottom the scrolling and which country and the severity of that attack. And what are all these attacks about? They're either DOS attacks, they could be through malware, or they could be certain other attacks which are being performed through some vulnerabilities in the softwares that we have installed in our computers or in our organization's servers. So any vulnerability can be exploited by sending some commands, some instructions, or by sending some mails or SMSs. And when somebody in the office in that particular network who is logged in through a particular system clicks on those links, these malwares get installed in those machines, and thereby establishing a backdoor channel from that particular system to the attacker's servers. So in this briefly some 45 minutes to 1 hour talk, I'll try to take you through several avenues and make you explore certain aspects through which attackers normally launch these attacks, and why do they perform these attacks is what we'll be going through in this part of the lecture. So this, what you see here is the Kaspersky's, Kaspersky. Most of us, we have this antivirus product installed in our systems. Okay, so they record all the kinds of malicious traffic that flows from one system to another system. So this is at a particular given point of time, the attack traffic that is going on from one system to another system across the globe. So now just imagine, I have shown you only two vendors, Kaspersky and Fortinet. There are several other antivirus vendors, antivirus software vendors. There are several firewall vendors. All of them, if they plot the malicious traffic that is getting into that particular network or that particular system where they are installed, just imagine how huge that data will be. So I just wanted to make you feel how many attacks happen at a given point of time, and just consider the whole day. Okay, so every minute there will be an increase in the set of attacks. So just imagine the volumes of network traffic, which is either intrusion traffic or malicious traffic that is getting into an individual system or an organization system. So how is all this propagated? Mostly through social engineering. So what is social engineering? It's an organized process. It's like an enterprise by itself. Social engineering is a term used for a broad range of malicious activities accomplished through human interactions. It uses psychological manipulation to trick users into making security mistakes or giving away sensitive information. Many of you must have received phone calls, and a few of the phone calls may ask you for OTPs or may say that your credit card or a debit card has gone fault and you'll have to renew it or revive it. And for that purpose, they ask you for an OTP. Okay, so that is one kind of a social engineering attack. So anywhere where humans are involved and the intention is a fraud or a scam, it can be called as a social engineering attack. Now, what are the various ways through which these attacks are carried out? So, it could be purely through people or through technology. So, if it is a computer based social engineering attack, it could be through an email phishing attack. So, what is phishing? So, somehow you're tempted to, or you're lured to click on a link to, and you're taken to a particular website and you're asked to fill in some details over there, or you're made to download a celebrity photo and the photo may have some code injected, which when you try to open with an application or a browser, okay, so their purpose is served. They have executed a program of theirs in your machine, and that program is written according to some logic, certain set of instructions which obey them to carry away data from your system, some files, some passwords. Okay, so email phishing means sending you an email with a link. Then baiting, some CD, some USB which is injected into your system may automatically run and then cause a program to get installed in your machine. Wi-Fi phishing, you may be sitting in an airport lounge, or you may be sitting at a restaurant, or uh, in a public place, a park, and free Wi-Fi may be provided to you. So there might be company Wi-Fis, but there may be attackers who give you a very genuinely sounding name in the name of that company or in the name of the organization in whose vicinity you are sitting, and you'll be somehow made to use that Wi-Fi, connect to that Wi-Fi, and from there onwards there is no password. Whatever uh, data you type and send across the internet will all be known to them in plain text. So just imagine you log into your Gmail and that is not encrypted. The password is not encrypted and it is shared across. Next, mobile based attacks. You may get SMSs. Phishing may happen through SMS. So in the SMS you may find a link. When you click on that link, you may be taken to a website or some program may get downloaded, and through that program some vulnerability that is existing in your machine through the software or through operating system, okay, that may be exploited. So this happens when many of us we use uh, pirated softwares, or we don't update our licensed softwares. Then similarly QR codes, they may take you to attackers pages, or there might be impersonation attacks. So some person may come to you posing as a help desk person and may gain access to your system on your tabletop in your office, and then he may copy passwords which you have saved in your browser. You know, many of us, we ask our browsers to remember our passwords. So now when the browser is able to remember the password, anyone who is sitting at your system with all privileges, he can actually open the browser settings and go through the appropriate places and pick up the passwords. Then attacks at the console. So some IT admin people may give access to outsiders for upgradation or whatever, and those outsiders can actually create another admin account through which they may remotely log in with. Somebody might make a phone call, so we may have voice based attacks, and phishing through voice based call is called as phishing. So they may call you saying your debit card is expired, you may have to renew, so they are helping you to do that, or that your insurance policy you have not claimed and it's you can claim it, For that purpose, you have to share the OTP. So these are all voice-based phishing activities, which are also called as phishing. So let us go through one of the videos. Sir, can you play the video?
Yes, ma'am. One moment, ma'am.
आपके एटीएम कार्ड के लास्ट 8 नंबर कंफर्म कीजिए। 53447634। सर एक्सपायरी डेट जुलाई 2024। के कोड पे 6 नंबर का कोड भेजा गया है, उसे कंफर्म 612333। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। नया हाई सिक्योरिटी एटीएम कार्ड 2 दिन में आपके घर पे पहुंच जाएगा। और एक बात सर, कृपया आप अपना डेबिट कार्ड नंबर और ओटीपी नंबर किसी से भी शेयर मत कीजिएगा। थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सो मच। हेलो सर, हम एसबीआई बैंक से बात।
जैसे कि आपने खुद देखा कैसे ये लोग स्मार्टली हमारा बैंक अकाउंट से पैसे चुरा है। कोई भी बैंक मैनेजर या बैंक कर्मचारी आपको कॉल करके आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड या व्यक्तिगत जानकारी नहीं पूछता है। कृपया किसी अनजान व्यक्ति से अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर, डेबिट कार्ड नंबर, सीवीवी नंबर या ओटीपी शेयर ना करें। अगर आपको इस तरह के कॉल आए तो वह नंबर साइबर क्राइम पुलिस को दें। साइबर अपराधियों से सावधान रहे।
आपकी जागरूकता, आपकी साइबर सुरक्षा।
Yes, ma'am. The control is giving. Ma'am, some background noise.
Yeah.
Some background noise is coming, ma'am. If any fan is switched on, kind of thing. Okay, ma'am. Please carry.
So the video that you have seen just now is a phishing attack. Okay, it's also called as social engineering attack. So all phishing attacks, they fall under social engineering. Making fraudulent phone calls or sending false mails and links that appear to come from legitimate sources. And these sources look very close to genuine sources with minor differences. And victims are tricked into sending their personal or sensitive information, and this information is used by attackers for their malicious purposes. Normally, these activities are carried out to know the passwords or account numbers, credit or debit card numbers, PINs, and so on. Where does all this data that you feed into the forms provided by them go to? The data directly goes to the attacker's database. You might be surprised to know, like software as a service, like infrastructure as a service, like platform as a service, the cloud services, all of you must be knowing about. Okay, we also have phishing as a service. There are phishing kits like antivirus kits. There are phishing kits for targeting enterprise users. They are licensed. People purchase them. What are phishing kits? There are a bunch of tools and maybe a few electronic devices as well. Phishing economy is getting industrialized. So ever since the breakdown of COVID, people started migrating to online based purchases. Many people started installing mobile apps. Many people started doing a lot of financial transactions online. So financial services experience tens of millions of credential stuffing attacks each day in 2020, peaking at 63 million in November. And this is the Akamai's report. And you can see the rise in the number of malicious login attempts in billions. Malicious login attempts in billions. So these are the number of times, according to the survey, according to the report, the number of times attackers tried to log in into other systems. Okay, these are credential stuffing attacks. They try to guess passwords and get into the systems. What is malicious software? So it's a program written by the attackers or people employed by them to do whatever was told by them. What can it do? It can encrypt your data and demand ransom. It may irritate you with a lot of advertisements. It may record your keystrokes, or it may steal your credentials, your usernames and passwords. So when you install a mobile application in your phone, or when you visit a particular website using a computer, a laptop, you may come across certain advertisements, very orally appearing here and there. So that could be having some malware. Okay, any click on a particular link or any click on a photograph might cause a malware to get into your system. There might be malwares which may record every key press of your keypad and then collect all this data and send it to the attacker servers. And whenever you visit a web page or a program and you type your username and password to log in, so even those can be stolen. How do these come into your computer? They come as a downloaded file from a web page, or they come as an email attachment, or they come as a file from USB or other media, or you might be downloading some software from torrents. Torrent is a good website, very good program, but the files that you're trying to download may be corrupted, may be infected. Similarly, using cracked versions of softwares like Windows, when you're using them, they may have a lot of doors open for attackers and other programs to come and stay in your PC. How do you know there is malware? There may be increased CPU usage, system may hang and may not respond to any mouse click or command. It may look like your system is frozen or is responding very, very slow. There might be strange icons appearing on the desktop. There might be strange files in some folders. Or sometimes the files are all encrypted. You cannot open them unless you provide a license key. And certain malwares, they also delete files and folders. What are all these malwares called as? So they're called as viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, spywares, adwares, botnets. Okay, malwares are malicious softwares. So they're becoming one of the biggest threats online, and sometimes hundreds and thousands of systems are getting infected by these malwares at a particular point of time. Say for example 2017 WannaCry attack. 2 lakh victims in 150 countries were affected immediately. Viruses, they may stay in a particular system and may spread from one file to another file. Worms may spread from one system to another system. Trojan horses may get into your system as very genuine softwares, but may leave a channel back to the attacker server from your computer, so that and the attacker can, through the remote channel, examine your files, or may break into, get your credentials, and then look at any vulnerabilities that are there in your system and then start exploiting them. There might be remote access trojans, adwares, logic bombs, which make a software start running at a given point of time, or when you run certain file. There might be ransomwares. Your whole system might get encrypted, and until you pay ransom, you pay money, your files are not unlocked. Like for example, you see on the right, WannaCry ransomware, which has impacted 2 lakh victims in one go in 150 countries. So this was the screen that was produced by WannaCry, which said send $300 worth of Bitcoin to this address, and the payment is, the receiver is anonymous. Spywares, you must have heard a lot about Pegasus, then keyloggers, backdoors, and many more. So what is the countermeasure? You have to make use of antivirus softwares. Which antivirus software is what many people ask. There are many good antivirus softwares. We can't say this is the best. Only thing is you have to keep the antivirus software, whichever you buy, up to date, because every day there are a few tens and hundreds of malwares getting released. So the malware checking softwares also should be kept up to date, so that they can detect those signatures. Let me show you how to check whether a given piece of software is malware or not. So look here. How do they send a malware? Say for instance, I have a website called emk.cz, and I'm trying to spoof, so this is just for educational purpose, and I am taking Jagdish sir's permission to use his email. So I am sending a mail from Jagdish ji's mail ID to my mail ID. Okay, and I am asking in the mail to click on this particular link. Okay, so look, I don't have access to his mailbox, but still I am able to send a mail, okay, through his mail ID. So I'm just clicking on it. Okay, now the time is 2:57. Oh. Okay, can you see, sir? I hope you can see this.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have received a mail from Mr. Jagdish. Because I do not know this is a spoofed mail, I may click on this link. Okay, so 192.168.2.5. I don't have an attacker's web page here, so I just created a web page in my own system. So let me share my own web server. Okay, hope you can see this. And look, 192.168.2.5. So I have a web page with that. So assume this is an attacker's web page. So if I type as say AAA BBB CCC, so unknowingly I'm trying to log into my account, and my password is 123456789. Okay, and now I'll show you the attacker's web page. Okay, so look here, I have an attacker's server watching my login credentials. Now you can see I am just trying to sign in. Okay, and I did, right? So look here, now earlier I was having 192.168 and something, but I was getting a Google page. But now I have HTTPS and a lock symbol and the google.com page. Now attacker has actually sent me a link. I clicked on the link. I tried to log in. Okay, he has carried away my username and password and forwarded me to the actual Google page. Right? Now let me go to the attacker's machine and look here. He has collected my data. aabbccc@gmail.com and password is this. Hope you have seen this. So sending an email is easy, sending a link is easy. If you click on the link, you're taken to his web page, and but the web page would look like a Facebook clone or Google page clone or your own company's login page. Okay, or it could be any other page as well, any other website wherein you have your login credentials. So they are carried away. Like this, all the users who respond to that mail, their credentials are collected. Thank you, sir, for permitting me to use your name.
Welcome, ma'am.
But then, how will you know whether this mail? So I got this mail, na? How will you know this is a genuine mail or not? It's very simple. If you are in suspicion, because Jagdish ji will never send me something like this. Okay, he would say, "Dear madam," and then there will be some signature at the bottom saying so and so phone number and his designation, everything. So this is, something different. So what would I do? I would go to these three dots. Now this facility is there in all the emails. Okay, so I would click on show original, and you can see the message ID. So in the mail here, it is shown as from Jagdishi. Okay, but here, as you can see here, it is shown as something. Okay, some other server and not CDAC server which has sent the mail. With this you can make out someone else has sent the mail in his name. And look, the SPF, Sender Policy Framework. Okay, that policy is failed. So Google has the facility to check whether the sender's policy is intact. If this is passed, then you can trust that is the original mail ID. Otherwise, no. Okay, so there are certain other things through which you can also, so you can see here, received from mks.cj. Okay, to the mail servers of Google is what is told. Anyway, do not worry about all the technicalities, but just remember, if you get a mail and if you are in suspicion, please go to three dots and click on show original and check for pass or fail. That's enough. Similarly, there might be several, let me share my desktop too. There might be several other softwares that you might be observing. Like you may get some videos, you may get some photographs, okay, and yeah, and okay, so this is some software which is AI based, and people can actually deep fake the videos. Okay, like for example, I have, you can see here, so whatever I am speaking, okay, this not straight, let me adjust the position. Okay, so yeah, I can talk and the video can be recorded with these celebrities photos, and okay, these can be recorded, can shift, right? So these are again some fraudulent ways, okay, because we have lots of softwares these days. These are called as deepfakes. And let me share it now. What are the impacts of these malwares? And how do you check whether these are any website is having malicious software, or any software that you already downloaded is genuine or not, right? How do you do all that? So let me take you to another web page. So there is a web page called as virustotal.com. And if you know some web page and you are trying to visit and you are suspicious about it, you may go to URL and then type the URL. I'm just typing a dummy web page. Okay, so Fortinet, Gdata, Scumware, they say this is malware or phishing website, or this is a spam. So there are several vendors like this. So this is, you can give a URL name here and then find out whether it is genuine or not. Or if you know the malware's ID, like for example, I've just shown you the WannaCry, right? So I'll share that. So this is the ID of that WannaCry software, and VirusTotal can tell me that this ID belongs to WannaCry ransomware. It's a Trojan. Who said this? 61 is the score, huh? 61 security vendors and 2 sandboxes flagged this file as malicious. Okay, so Alibaba, Bitdefender, Kaspersky, K7. Look here, Microsoft, what else? Baidu, then McAfee. All of them say this is ransomware. And you can get into more details also, but we'll not get into the technical stuff. So this is some malware which infects Windows systems. You can see here Microsoft and all that stuff, right? So this is one way. If you know the URL of a website, you can find out whether it's genuine. If you know the ID of a malware, you can search by its ID. Or if you if you have a malware file itself, so I just installed a malware file to demonstrate to you. So that malware file you can upload. Okay, you can download into your system and upload to this VirusTotal website. Look, this is a Trojan horse. So you should never execute it. You should never install it if you find this kind of a decision given by the VirusTotal. So this is how you can find out whether a given file is malware or whether a given website is malware. And say there are some programs which you cannot upload to VirusTotal. It's a public website. So you don't want to share that code with outsiders. Then the other thing you can do is you can generate a hash digest. Okay, and so you have a lot of tools like hashcalc and so on. You can calculate the hash and then put that hash out here. Yeah. What is the impact of this malware? What if this malware is installed? Sony Pictures hack. A hacker group which identified itself by the name Guardians of Peace leaked a release of confidential data from the film studio Sony Pictures. The data included personal information about Sony Pictures employees and their families, emails between employees, information about executive salaries at the company, copies of the then unreleased Sony films, plans for future Sony films, scripts for certain films, and lots of other information. Not just releasing confidential information, they also employed a malware, slightly varied version of it, called as Shamoon Viper. Okay, and what was that doing? So it can erase the Sony computers infrastructures. Okay, so just imagine your company's data is all leaked to public and attackers, and your data is all erased. What will be the reputation of the company? What will be the future course of action for the company? So during the hack, the group demanded that Sony withdraw its then upcoming film, The Interview. It's a comedy about a plot to assassinate a North Korean leader. And yes, finally, this movie was not released formally, but it was released in digital stream, that too the next day. LinkedIn hack. So we have read about this in 2012, 2016, and very recently in 2021 June. So several hundreds of millions of email addresses were stolen, and they were released to public. And also in 2016 there appeared a news item that the mails and all that information about LinkedIn users that was collected in 2012 was put on sale, okay, in the darknet. Then Netflix email scam. I have just shown you a spoof mail. Okay, so Netflix has sent an email which looked like it is from Netflix company itself, and there was a link to fill in the form and give credit card details. So the customers were reading a mail which looked like it was from Netflix, and which said to continue your subscription you please provide your credit card details. And all these credit card details that were filled were actually on an attacker's form and not on the Netflix provided form. So just imagine 110 million Netflix subscribers got that mail. Even if 1 million or 1/10 of a million, they reply back with their credit card details, the attacker's job is done. There are other notable breaches like Aadhaar, Facebook, Quora, Marriott Hotels, Ticketfly, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, and many more. So 40 Telangana substations were attacked by Chinese malware, was in news. almost a year ago. Then Ukraine power attack was cyber attack. So the city had affected 225,000 and there was a total blackout in the capital city, in a few portions of the capital city. Then Maharashtra Mumbai power outage. It also confirms malware attack on the power grid. And again, last year, Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. So Colonial Pipeline, which is an American oil pipeline system that originates in Houston, Texas, and carries gasoline and jet fuel mainly to the southeastern United States, suffered a ransomware cyber attack that impacted computerized equipment managing the pipeline. And in response, Colonial Pipeline Company halted all of the pipeline's operations to contain the attack. With the assistance of FBI, Colonial Pipeline paid the requested ransom, which was 75 bitcoins or $4.4 million within several hours after the attack. Then the hackers sent Colonial Pipeline a software application to restore their network, but it operated very slow. Stock exchanges have had severe cyber attacks. Even Indian government officials were said to have received some mails from government mail IDs, but definitely certain software tools that I have shown you must have been used. Then there are very dangerous malwares which actually launch attacks on servers, through botnets. How are these attacks launched? Initially, the attackers, they gather a lot of information. They gather lots of information by sending you mails. If you click on the link, one way is to make you visit a website or make you fill a form, or if you click on a link, only your IP address, your operating system version, the softwares that you install, which area you're presently in, these things will be made known to the attacker. From there, he'll use other tools to find out what are vulnerabilities in your servers or in your laptop, based on the versions of softwares you have, based on the updates you have done, and then he'll continue to build a case and then start launching an attack. So I have shown you what is a fake mail and what is sender policy, and yeah, there is something called as Google dorking, through which people collect a lot of information. So say for example you have Google, I would say index of, say, so this is a password file normally. Hope you can see this. Yeah. So this is Google dorking. So /etc/password is what I have typed in the Google search box. And what do I get? I get a list of passwords if proper settings are not done in the servers. So this is some place. I can check for certain things like this. Look, somebody has not done proper settings, so all his folders are open and public can actually access them. I'm not opening them because it's not correct to do, but yes, anyone can search. So I just did Google searching. This is called as Google dorking. So this is specialized search. You have to use some keywords and then based on that you can search. So this is like index of /etc/password. And you can see several people also write a lot of blogs. Okay, and say those blogs, if proper settings are not done, okay, so that information is also known. Look, there are a lot of blogs, and this tells you about all the program files. You're not supposed to show your code. Okay, so say admin.php, all the code is known to everyone. So somewhere you must have said if password is equal to so and so, then login. So that password is also shown to outsiders. So the whole code can be known to outsiders. So you have to be careful, you have to do all the appropriate settings. And again, what I did was just Google docking. I used some Google key terms. And yeah, EXIF data, your Facebook photos or photos that you post on the social media, they give attackers a lot of information on your whereabouts and all that stuff. Okay, like this, lot of information is gathered by the attackers. Yeah, and we have something called as Grabify. So somebody can create a login. Okay, so something like I can use some original website name and create a dummy URL, and then so a new URL is generated for this. I can copy this and then I can actually send that information in the chat window. So if I post this link in the chat window, and if you click on that link, I can know which IP address your device is presently having, and I can know your geolocation, what softwares you have installed and all that stuff. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to show you that there are a lot of tools through which fake links can be generated, and also a lot of information can be gathered. Similarly, Google hacking database, it gives a lot of ways to collect information related to usernames, passwords, uh, camera feeds, and then WhatsApp messages, dumps, and so on. Let us not get into the details. So a security breach is any incident that results in an unauthorized access of data, applications, services, networks, and or devices by bypassing their underlying security mechanisms. Like for instance, attackers can also get a lot of information from websites like snusbase, databases.today. Okay, and these websites post information that they collect from hacked websites. So if there is any database breach already that has happened on a company's website, okay, that means the data is accessible to a few people. Now that database is also posted out here so that anyone outside also can catch hold of that data. What will that data breach data have? It may have usernames, passwords, IP addresses, phone numbers. Okay, say you have XYZ website, you have subscribed to it, you have a login name, password to it, and if that website is breached, that database is all posted here. Okay, so snusbase indexes information from websites that have been hacked and had their database leaked. Our users have access to search for their emails, names, usernames, IP addresses, phones, password hashes, and much more. We display every result in full as they were provided to us, with only occasional edits to remove information that we are legally prohibited from storing. Okay, and they also have a lot of previously cracked password hashes. Right? So is this legal? They say if it is known to a few groups of people what is wrong in making it available to everyone? It's already breached. It's already open and is in the hands of several people. Okay, so yeah, like Google search engine, this provides information about databases of websites that were breached. And how about individuals' data? So how do you know that if you have subscribed to a website like some ticket booking website or flight booking, I mean railway ticket or flight booking or some cab booking apps, and if those websites are attacked and database is all breached? So if you have registered with an email or a phone number to that website, you you type that, okay, and if you have uh, I don't use this for regular purpose. I use this only for presentations and all. So good news, no pawnage found. So because I don't subscribe, I don't use it normally. I use it only for demonstrations. Okay. So there are no breached accounts and no pays. Now you can type yours and check. If you, so did you find, like, any one of you, uh, have you tried this? So if you find that your mail ID is found in the database breaches, then the next thing you have to do is, one, if you're not using that website anymore, withdraw from it, delete your account. Two, if you're still using it, then change the password, because that password is already available in some database breach, data or websites. And if you are using the same password for multiple websites, then see to it that all other websites which have the same password uh, for your accounts, you also change them. Okay. Then there are a few more like this, which you can have a try. There are other ways of gathering information. There is a website called as joneh.com, which gives you instantaneous information about which website was hacked just now, okay, or defaced just now. HD track is another tool which is available on the internet, through which attackers can dump the whole website in their machines and then analyze it. So I've told you, smishing is another kind of a social engineering attack. So you may get an email, an SMS like this with a link. If you click on this link, you may be asked to download an app. And what happens next? Or it could take you to a particular clone page. I have shown you a Google page already. So it could be a Facebook page, it could be Instagram, or it could be some other page, your company's page, some banking page. But whenever you click on a link and you're taken to a web page, please mind the URL that gets displayed in the browser. Okay, so you can see here, why would the Facebook wala post his page with another domain name, right? So you have to observe the lock symbol, HTTPS, S should be there, and then followed by the company's URL. Okay, otherwise it is suspicious. And if you still cannot make out, you can also type that URL in virustotal.com. So I'll show you, if you receive an SMS, if you click on the link and if you're asked to download a mobile app, what happens really? How can an attacker from a remote place control your mobile or your system rather? We have set up a small experimental setup. I have a mobile phone, I have a laptop, laptop is acting like an attacker's machine and the mobile phone like the victim's device. Okay, so there is a tool called Kali, and in it we have something called as Metasploit framework. We have used those modules, okay, to create malware and then host it in the attacker's web server, and then send that link as SMS to a mobile phone whose phone number we know, and make that user download that mobile app. Okay, once the mobile app is installed, the next thing that is done is a channel gets established between the mobile phone and the attacker's machine. Now attacker can control the mobile phone. What can he do? He can know the, look here, system info, it's an Android version. He can know which version of OS it is installed. He can dump the SMSs, look here. He can find the geolocation, latitude, longitude. He can dump the call logs, okay, and he can send fake SMSs through this mobile number to somebody, and he can set the audio mode to ringer mode, vibration mode, and so on. Okay, and now after doing all this, the data can be carried back to the attacker's machine, and look here, you have all the SMS dumps, call logs. He can open and look at call logs as well as SMS messages. Okay, so this is to some extent information about what happens if you click on a fake link. So there are certain tools for anonymity and security. So we have what is called as Proton Mail, which maintains privacy, unlike Google Mail, which knows who has sent, what is the content of the mail and everything. And regarding browsers, we have what is called as Epic browser, which maintains privacy. Like Google search engine, we have DuckDuckGo, which maintains privacy of what websites we visit. Our behavior, our browsing behavior is not tracked, at least as per what they say. Most of you must be knowing about the Signal app. So it's like WhatsApp, but it gives privacy. And most of the times, to download a song or a book or some information, we are asked to register with our mail IDs, right? But then we may not use that website again after downloading the song or the PDF. So the best thing to do is go to 10minutemail.com, which you can discard after using it in a website. So be cautious, always install antivirus softwares, always install licensed softwares. Keep them up to date. So any point of time, if any software or operating system asks you to update, don't postpone, update them. And whenever you get an email, look the from address, look at the content, look at the links. The link, say here, says Bank of ARNER, but it looks, when you quickly scan through, it looks like Bank of America, but not. It is ARNER. So be careful when you click on the links, and look at the subject, look at to address. If there are so many people who are in the to box or in the CC, then you can suspect it to be malware. So like this, you have to take care of when you're about to click an SMS link or an email link. And what I have shown to you is just credential stuffing, username, password, and account takeover, or the phishing attacks. But there are many other ways of attacking. So this just very small things, fundamental things that I have demonstrated to you. Yes, information security awareness education and awareness program. You have lot of help, lot of material posted in infosecawareness.in. So for people of all walks of life, children, students, women, family, police, teachers, government employees, system or network admins, lot of information is made available. Please have a look at it. And thank you so much. If you have any doubts, I am open for any questions.
Ma'am, thank you for enlightening and wonderful session, especially on-time session. Exactly, you are able to finish the session within 1 hour, 1 hour's time, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I think one of the question is how to identify the malware running from a task manager or other means.
From task manager,
Yes, ma'am.
that is what when you download a program, then if it exists as a file, you can go to VirusTotal. But if it is already installed in your machine, the best thing is to use an antivirus software and then scan your system. So there might be some registry modifications that are performed. So yeah, Windows operating system has got certain modules for removing malware. So you can run Bitdefender, you can run any other antivirus software so that they'll find out if any malware is already installed. Task manager, if you're trying to look at, that means the program is already installed. It's running as a process. Okay, it's already running. Then only you can look at it in the task manager. So again, you may have some vary names, some weird names. But if you think something is malware and if you delete it, it may so happen that it may be a Windows process. So the best thing is to make use of antivirus softwares.
Okay, ma'am. I think there was a suggestion. I think that Mumbai, Telangana attacks and all are, in paper it was came, but it is condemned by the Ministry of Power. No? Maybe we'll see that.
What is that, sir?
No, I will talk to him. I will talk to you.
Uh,
So is this
so that was
presentation
on
available?
media news, and I saw to it that those paper cuttings are put as they are.
Yes.
So
Sir, actually, like, what are the MAKP things, sir? Like CISO of Ministry of Power, like, what are the things which are published in paper only? We have taken it up, but as you said, like, those things are condemned by the ministry and they have taken back kind of thing. Okay, we'll see that. Like, we will take care of next time onwards. No, not an issue at all. Thank you for your suggestion. And madam, I think the presentation was also revised and required synced daily activities and behaviors. Very informative and nice presentation. Somebody is, Sumitra Sharma madam was appreciating that presentation, and she's also asking the presentation for learn final points. Yeah, many places our credit card number along with the CVV number is being asked. Is there any service which can give you the temporary credit card? Any idea, ma'am?
I am not aware of any such
Yes,
things.
yes. I think some of the banks are issuing that virtual credit cards. Like ICICI Bank is issuing the virtual card. You can, check it with the bank. ICICI is doing that.
But they are not temporary.
Virtual cards, ma'am, actually.
Yeah,
Virtual
they are virtual
credit cards.
cards. Virtual cards.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How much reliable is Virus Total website?
Yeah, you can see all the vendors there. You can see McAfee, you can see Kaspersky, you can see Bitdefender, all Cisco, all those people, they're enrolled with it. And it is aggregation of all their decisions. So if we are trusting Kaspersky, if we are trusting some other antivirus software and installing in our system, its decision is put in VirusTotal. So I think we can trust. Though I'm not an ambassador for Virus Total, but that's one way where people actually check for.
Okay, I think the CISO from Ministry of Power wanted to talk, ma'am. So I'm just unmuting him.
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir. MAKP Singh, sir, like I have unmuted you.
Thank you, sir. Very nice presentation, ma'am. And we would like to have some more advanced presentation materials from your side. Actually, you are repository of knowledge on cybersecurity, actually. So first of all, hats to you, ma'am. One more
We're
thing.
also learning, sir, every day.
Yes. Ma'am, actually, we would like to inform you that actually most of the news that are coming, there is no way to verify because all are based on some conclusion, something. But actually, it is very difficult to certify that an incident, cyber incident has taken place. Because until somebody goes into the logs and memory dumps actually carry out the forensic actually, so that's the first kind actually. So that my suggestion to you before putting something on the presentation, please try to verify it because you have got now, I personally feel you have access to many of the sites where you can verify many of the things. Secondly, ma'am,
Yeah.
actually we would like to hear from you two things actually. How to save our this personal identity details uh, related. One thing that you told about your website, actually I just checked my personal email ID has been breached at 4 places it is found. Thank you for the information that you provided me. The other thing is that this important thing is the credit card details and all these things. So kindly make a summary actually, just summary what we people should do as in our daily life and our official work actually.
Yeah, we will cover it up in the next session, sir.
Okay, thank you, very nice of you, but it was a very good session. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you so much, sir.
And to show you this this slide, like I was talking about Mumbai power outage. Now I have also put this
Yes,
counter which. So this says don't rush to give clean sheet to China. Mumbai power grid failure is a strong warning.
yes, okay, thank
So
you.
All right, sir. We will ensure like it should be checked properly. Okay, thank you.
yeah. So
Yes, ma'am. I think there are so many questions which are flooded. Credit card we have done. Of course, like there is a lot of appreciation for this session only, ma'am. Thank you so much.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So we will go ahead with the next session,
Can
ma'am.
I leave, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you all the participants and thank you for all the suggestions too.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Because like we won't be any breaks kind of thing. We will be continuing. Okay, Atul Patel was mentioning. Hello, madam. If I have been found shows that something wrong with the email, then change the password will be sufficient or only other remedies are there. Yeah, you have to change the passwords. Sir. So most of the times the if the password compromises, then the issue will come. Okay, so better not to share that email ID, everywhere, wherever people are asking, kind of thing. Never ever share that. So especially whenever you are using that email ID for banking transactions, and for important information, those things never ever share such critical email IDs. So just madam was mentioning, madam was using two email IDs. So one email ID she is using for her personal purposes, other email ID she is using for all other purposes. Like whenever you are installing any mobile application where people are asking, where other people, like where it is mandatory, so where you can have, better to have two email IDs, one for confidential information and the other one for general usage. So that is one way where you can safeguard your personal information. Okay, so that way you can do that. So immediately if you found that email was compromised, so please change the password immediately, first of all, and try to see like how do you safeguard your critical information which is available. Yes, sir. Now that it was done, virtual debit card is being generated but not credit. I think credit. Acha. Okay. When it is found breached, okay, that was addressed. Practical demonstration of different cybersecurity site is highly appreciable. Thank you, sir. And whether the VPN-based browsers are safe from attacks. So if, sir, the VPN again, like VPN is talks about if it is a third party, then you have to think of if the organization has purchased a license and they were asking us to use that, you can aramse use it because they have already verified and it is a licensed version. And if it is done through organization, you can use it. If it is any third party, you have to look into it. Lot of appreciation. Thank you. My PC is running slow. Does it means it has a malware problem? First, you have to do the virus scan, sir. If it is found any virus or malware, then you should suspect. It all also depends on the kind of browser, RAM, and memory, cache, and all those things. Those things also you have to look into it. This is one symptom. See, you have a 32 GB RAM and 16 GB of cache and all those things. Besides that, it is a running slow. Then you have to suspect and you have to see that. But anyway, like what we suggest, Rajiv Bhatt sir, is like you have to scan your system properly with a original antivirus and check for further problems if it is having any further problems. Away beyond is a 2 breaches found but no pace. All right, if it is a breach is a breach, sir. Whether it is used or not. If not, some other day. See, for example, if any data breach happens, it won't happen immediately. Minimum, it will take 207 days. As per one of the study, it says that if any data breach has to happen, it will happen only after 607 days, not immediately. So that's how do that. So what to do in this case means. VPN personal, like if it is a mobile operators themselves are providing, sir. Personal usage, you can use it and ensure that once the usage is over, immediately it should be closed. See, especially VPN, like for example, recently we have seen so many cases. Like now it is a lot of things are happening because of the COVID-19. So people are calling and they're installing the VPN and they're giving one number. These people are entering the number and they're dumping all the data, like what are the critical data is there on your system, they're taking all the data. So but only thing is like if it is a reliable thing, it is well and good, especially when you are working for any organization, they have to suggest. Okay, if it is personal use, use that VPN at that point of time and ensure that like no one is accessing that, and once the usage is over, kindly close that VPN properly if any third party. Okay, but it is not suggestible. For mobile, they are having their own VPNs. The operating system itself is providing. Then you can look into it. Sumita Sharma ma'am, you please brief like what was the issue in the present case. Like I was not able to understand clearly. If it is there, then we will try to address that. Okay. Thank you so much. And as you all know, like we are not going to have any. Okay. Pune data 2 breaches found. Okay, 1 minute. Let me clear it. Let me clear it off and we'll move forward. Okay, Pune 2 data breaches and found no pace. Subscribe to such sensitive information. It's okay, ma'am. Our intention behind showing that is like that is one way where you can find out like whether your email ID is breached or not. So as I mentioned to you, if it is breach has happened, the password has someone has accessed or someone is tried the password kind of thing, then it means like someone is trying. That is what the indication. But now it is time to change the password. As I mentioned to you, if any cyber attack has to happen, it won't happen on a fine day. They might be observing from some time, and later part after getting all the information related to that particular person or particular victim, then they will try to raise the attack. Okay, that is what it happens. So that's only the thing, ma'am. Okay, I hope it clarifies your doubt. Yes, we are not going to have any things. So as I told, like morning, the session was extended for 15-20 minutes. So, but now also like it remains same, like we have spent another 15-20 minutes. So if the session goes beyond 4:30, is it okay with all of you? Please say yes or no. If the session goes beyond 4:30, is it okay with all of you? All right. Thank you so much. I think most of the people are telling okay. Thank you. It gives a strength. All right. So in this particular session, like we are going to discuss about social networking and secured financial transactions. I think some of the people were asking like, how do we safeguard our contacts? So in a Facebook kind of thing, those aspects we are going to discuss now, and financial transactions also slightly we are going to discuss. Okay. So there is a slight difference between social media and social networking. Social media is almost like one-way communication, but whereas social networking is one-way, bidirectional, and multi-directional. So that is only the basic difference. Sometimes they may allow kind of thing. Then that time you can do that. But most of the times the social media is a one-way communication. But whereas in the social networking, one-to-one can speak, one to many people, many to one, or many to many at a time kind of thing. It always happens. Any social networking platform. So that is the basic difference between these two things. So what is a social networking? What is the definition of, what is a, I think many of the people are aware like what is a social networking. Okay. Is a service, is an online platform used to build the social network or social relations with other people who share a similar personal or career interests, activities and backgrounds or real-time connections. Okay. So as you already know that like internet has no boundaries. In the similar way, this social networking is also no boundaries. You can make any number of connections. You can make any number of connect any number of people in the internet world. Okay. So that is only the reason like we have to be careful. As I said, like morning, prevention is better than cure. So we all know like right now we were facing these COVID issues. So like we are all taking the preventive measures to safeguard ourselves from that, COVID symptoms and all that things. So in the same way, in the digital world also similar kind of preventive measures are very essential. Preventive measures are very essential to safeguard yourself. Okay, we were talking more on the personal perspective with respect to individual life as well as professional life. Okay. So making people on the online across the world, as I mentioned to you, making friendship with the people who very far away, like we were talking, very far away people also, and you can build your profile. So if someone wanted to become a celebrity kind of thing, overnight they can become celebrity. If you do some good thing and it will become spread across the entire social networking platform, so your name and your fame, everything will go up like anything. So that's what it says. And you can represent your you also can make the self representation. Now we are seeing like just an example, now the 5 states elections are coming because of the COVID-19. So most of the time these people are not allowed to talk to the public. So now the vast their dependencies on social media platforms. So now almost all political parties and all the elections where it is happening, they plan to use this social networking platform heavily. Okay, so that is how they need not to come to you, but they will be sending some message. If you like that, you will be forward. If you don't like that, you will be delete or you will remove it immediately. That is what it happens. But the main advantage of these social networking platforms is profile building, self-representation, and you can exchange sharing of a lot of information. If it is a group is related to the only one group, if it is a mathematics group, science group, or a technology group, so they will be keep on discussing all those aspects. All right. So for example, I don't know like how many of you are joined in my Telegram group. So every day like we were keeping a tip of the day. Right. Every day like we were keeping a cybersecurity tip and video. You can go through the tip, you can understand yourself, and you also can go through the video, you can better understand the tip, so that you will be able to implement in your daily activities. But the group is meant for that. So since it is meant for all the government employees, we have not closed the group. That group is open for discussion, anything related to cyber security only. Okay, such kind of groups also can be formed and can be done and can be utilized kind of thing. Okay, so that is one better usage of a social networking platform. And sharing data, files, videos, music, etc. These are the one side of the angle. These are the advantages. And what are the various types of social networking platform? We have socializing apps, career, business opportunities, online matchmaking, shopping, online sites kind of thing. So these are the varieties of social networking apps which we can found as part of our daily life. I think most of the people might be using almost all these apps or at least few of the apps. Can you please say how many of these apps are used by you? Anyone, just rough approximation. So I was just indicated some 5, 9, 12, 15. Okay, 15 apps I have mentioned. Out of these 15 apps, how many of you are using? How many of you are using? Very good. Neeta ma'am is using, Rajiv sir is using 4. Okay, Shardul sir is using 7. Very good. All right, I'll just alert you. That's all. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your responses. So this many number of apps are there, and you might be using. And I think this part was discussed. I will discuss later part of this. What is the nature of cyber crime? In most of the times, like you had like the definition of cyber crime in the morning session. I'm not focusing once again. So, but what are the type of cyber crimes which are happening in the present scenario? So, based on this COVID-19, COVID frauds, and all these things, so many things are coming. Fake online sites and the pretext of supplying food, medicine, oxygen, and other credentials. So, these people are creating the fake websites, like where you have seen in the earlier session. So the fake website they're creating, and they will ensure you that like you will participate, because they will give you some kind of offers. A normal human tendency is, if there is an offer, then whether it is required or not, normally we will go and buy. So normally I will do that. If someone is giving 100 rupees discount, immediately I'll go and buy. Whether the usage is not there or not, immediately I'll go and buy. So that's the normal human tendency, because we are common people, right? So by using that kind of psychology, so these people are started, threatening or whatever it is. They were cheating the people. They are cheating the people and luring the people onto the online transactions and hacking the accounts. So one such example, just morning I gave you. Like, let me give you an example. I don't want to name or teach. I don't want to name that officer, but he was a retired officer. She lost, more than 10.6 lakhs in 2 days, on 13th evening to 14th morning. Okay, what happened? She was searching on an internet. She wanted to do something on her SBI account. Okay, and immediately she called the toll-free number. Unfortunately, that is a wrong toll-free number of the SBI. So this lady was approached that wrong toll-free number, that fraudulent toll-free number, and immediately the person has acted quickly. And this lady simultaneously, this lady is also acted quickly. He sent a small link saying that you please enter here and we will rectify that issue. She has given her username, password, and she also supplied that OTP. She entered, she received a OTP. Immediately she entered that OTP, and immediately the account control has gone to that fraudster. Immediately what he has done, he changed the mobile number of that account. He changed the mobile number of that particular account. Immediately he changed that account number. So whatever the money is there, he was able to take out entire money. He is able to, that fraudster, he is able to transfer that entire money. And another thing what he has done, like what are the RDs are there, or fixed deposits are there. He was able to change those fixed deposits also. He was able to cancel those fixed deposits, and he's totally transferred more than 10 lakhs 60,000 rupees on 13th and 14th. So she was suspecting like there was no information on 13th and 14th, and she is not also getting any messages, because the mobile number got changed. She also don't know. Then she was trying to log in. That account was blocked. She approached the bank, and she came to know that like her money was transferred. Entire money was transferred. Okay, that kind of things will happen. In a single click, entire life will be changed. I'm not threatening you. These are the cases, or these are the things which are happened in real time. So 2 to 3, that was happened on 13th and 14th, and I received a call on 14th evening from that teacher, because she is one of my, she is, other colleague of the teacher has called me and intimated me like this is what it has happened. So once the money has gone out of our hand, it is very, very difficult to get the money back. So we have to be very, very careful, like what kind of messages are coming, from where it is coming, should we click or not. So those things you have to, those things you have to think before you act. Okay, creating fake social media accounts of influential officers, deceiving public using their names. Okay, once I have some details, I can create a fake profile on your behalf, and I can start, cheating the people on your behalf, filming and circulating the pornographic content, which is happening heavily nowadays. In spite of government is banning number of applications, number of websites and all the things. Yeah, there is a time, time to come to stop all these kind of things. So these are the vulnerable digital space. By showing all these things, I don't want to threaten, but this is only for your information sake. Okay. So there was a crime registered is more than 11.8 increase in the last year compared to the previous year, that by the NCRB. And morning only I was reading in one of the article. The article says that there is an improvement of 156 percentage. 156 percentage cyber crimes has improved. The number is raised from compared to the last year. So these are the kind of cyber crimes which are reported. So, but these are all reported. It is not that. It is only reported. It is only reported. It is only uh, what do we say? It is FIR. It is FIR. But whenever you go to any police station, immediately they won't take the case. They will take the they will take the complaint from you. It will remain as a complaint. But if they made any progress, then they will try to convert that into an FIR. Okay. But in this case, like whatever the thing I told you, that is also under the same thing. She has given a complaint. It was under the complaint stage. So I suggested her better go to the cybercrime gov.in, report over there. Then they will make it as a FIR kind of thing. Okay. So after that she went there and she was able to do something. Okay. So that is what it happens. So Netflix is coming only 499 rupees, but it costs your time. And if it's a Pepsi, it is only 25. It costs your health. And we are not against those things, but an example we were just showing it to you. Social media, it is not free. It costs you time. People feel like these platforms are free and all. So, but we know like what kind of cost we are paying towards that, whether you or your family member or any of your things. That is only the reason many of the government organizations, they won't allow the smartphones inside the organization. So there is a way to hidden cost. Remember that the golden management quote is, when something is free, you are the product for them. Are you all agree with this? If something is free and we are become the product for them, are you agree? All right, thank you. There is a article improvement. There is 59% of the Indian adults fall victim to the cybercrime over past 12 months. Is there any particular reason why only this adult adults are become victims for these cyber crimes? Is there any specific reason? Can anyone say in the chat area? Any specific reason why adults only? Yes, less knowledge, lack of knowledge. Excellent. Pornography, excellent. Not very conversant with the technology. Very good. Excellent. Right, right. Very good answers. Thank you. Thank you all for your responses. I think those are the major reasons. Most of them are, they're the first time digital users. They are the first time digital users where they are not able to understand like what is what. All right, one OTP fraud we have shown it to you. It is it is a depiction, but the thing is like most of the cases it remains same. You might have been heard at least any of your circle. Okay, that kind of frauds. At least you might have been received a call, saying like this card, the credit card is about to expiry, debit card is about to expiry, Aadhaar card, PAN card, whatnot. So any of those things you might be getting such kind of calls. Okay, that is one reason. It is not so old. It is only as of June 30th, 2021. A woman loses 34 lakh pension fraud scam from Punjab. Okay, so what that person has done, he was searching for on the website. He wanted to invest some money. So once his job is over, like when the pension time comes, he wanted to get some kind of pension. So for that, like he wanted to make some investment. So he was searching for such kind of information. Immediately got a call, and he's just blindly believed that person. He followed that, and he's transferred more than 34 lakh rupees in 36 consecutive transactions. 36 consecutive transactions. It is not 1, 2, 3. So just imagine like that means how much trust was built in by that cyber criminal to this victim or to this customer. So immediately they will try to build the trust. Immediately they will try to build the trust. Once the trust was built in, then they will try to fraud the people, right? So now you might have been heard about that fake loan applications. Fake loan applications or more interest loan applications. If you deposit 2,000 rupees, immediately you'll get 5,000 rupees, and you can withdraw that money also. 10,000, you will be getting 25,000. You can withdraw the money also. 1 lakh, they will deposit 2,000 rupees. If you deposit 10 lakh, that's all. You cannot do anything. You cannot get back your money. Okay, so these are the kind of frauds which are happening in the social networking front. So these are the number of users and the who are using these social networking platforms across the world, and some of the percent of the users are in India. Like any platform you talk about, 1/3 of the users are majorly from India. So that's one of the thing. And when we are using any of the social networking platforms or social media platforms, so a lot of this kind of information goes out of our hand. Some of the people have kept the privacy security policies, then you can say secure your information. If at all, if you are not giving any secured information, then there are always chances that they can always take our information, like this kind of information. Do you think all this information is there on any of your social media platforms? Your mobile, email, birthday date, photos, videos, location, ISP provider, browser type. Do you think all this information is there? Are they collect? Are they not able to collect? Please say yes or no. All this information is available on your social media platforms. Okay. Great. Okay. So what do we do? So that is what the question now. Thank you. And like 88% of the people says that like their real names are available. Their real age is available, their email addresses are available, home address is available, phone numbers are available, and bank account details are available. Just see 7%. Do you think it is a small percentage? No, it is not small percentage. It is a very bigger percentage. And display your family members, right? Who are all your family members? That all this information is available. So with this information, can someone blackmail you? Is it so or not? Because your address is there, phone number, email address, and some of your photographs is also available. Personal family photographs and selfies, all these things are available. So with these things, can I blackmail someone? Can I blackmail someone? Yes, the answer is yes. I think many of the people are telling. So the answer is yes, and it in real time that is what it is happening. So someone is asking in the morning, can we create a fake profile? Yes, if this information is available, why can't I create? For example, someone is responded like if that information is available, I can create a profile on his behalf, and I can send a friend request to all his friends. Says that like I was friend of this XYZ person, and immediately if they accept their friend list, I can access their friend list. I can access all the friend list. I can access. Then I can build what to do kind of thing. So most of the things which are happening. These are the kind of frauds which are happening. As just I mentioned to you, photographs can be taken, altered, distributed on other social media platforms, exploitation of the personal information like identity theft, cyber stalking, social phishing, cyber bullying, stalking, bullying, and all unwanted. They will try to harass the people. Once that stalking is nothing but harassment of the people. So if I have that information, if I alter the people, I'll try to blackmail the things. I don't know like how many of you are heard about that 0-day vulnerability. All right, so that is a called in WhatsApp, that 0-day vulnerability was there. So you will be getting one anonymous call, anonymous video call. Once you accept that video call, immediately you will be shown one kind of pornographic video. Once you are started viewing that pornographic video, they also capture like you are watching that pornographic video. So again they will send the same video on your mobile number. So because he is confident that mobile number belongs to you, he will send you that. Okay, that kind of frauds are happened heavily in 2020 and 21 during the lockdown period. Whether it could be a student or men or a senior citizen, whoever it is. So for all these people, that kind of crimes are n number of crimes are reported. So of course the WhatsApp has that kind of vulnerability. So some of the people are misusing that vulnerability to track all these people. But whoever is having latest latest operating system and latest WhatsApp latest WhatsApp app on there, their things are not compromised. Whoever is having that kind of vulnerable apps, so they are become vulnerable for these kind of things. Okay, illegal content is inappropriate content, exposure to the sexual content. So these are the some of the risks in the social media platforms. Okay, younger generation tend to be more trusting. Any of our family members, like our children or our children, they might be using, like, once in a while it is our responsibility to verify what they're doing by using the mobile or desktop or laptop or tab, whatever it is. And more trusting when someone is a friend, even if they have never met in person or have very brief meetings. Okay, so you never saw them, but you got a hi message and you immediately say hi message to them, and you are become friends, and you will be doing whatnot. All such kind of things are happening. Okay, so we have to stop to find out like who is that person. You have to authenticate them, like who is that person, otherwise like who is how he is came to know, and all such kind of things. Then you should start if it is required, then you can continue, or you can cut the call there itself. And revealing private information, if these kind of things happens immediately, most of the things, like they will be meeting the people on social media platforms. Once that is over, immediately they will be moving to the instant messaging platforms. Then the sharing of information, what not, the video calls, voice calls, all these things are happening. And later part they will start blackmailing these things. Okay, there are so many incidents which are happening, and you might be reading those articles also in the print media. And arranging a meeting with online social contacts, believing the people are who they say they are on their social networking sites. They will be saying like he is a friend of Jagdish. Someone can say, and meet you, I'm friend of Jagdish, he gave me the number. You should find out with the Jagdish, like, did you share my details with anyone? Or like, if you are accepting and if you have started building the relation, and they will be having excellent photographs, the six-pack photographs, and very nice heroine photographs, hero photographs, and all those things. By seeing that, if at all if you are tempted, then we will be in trouble. Okay, so to avoid all such kind of things, so that you can safeguard yourself. Maharashtra engineer cheated was 57 lakhs, and in this case 71 lakhs. In the both the cases, they become good friends in the social media Facebook page. Later part, they moved on to the instant messaging platforms. So finally, they decided they wanted to get marry each other, and get married each other. They decided, and in both the cases, it is happened the same case. So they pretended that they have arrived to the Delhi airport, and they were stuck in the airport for various reasons. And this lady has receiving number of calls from the number of people. Don't think that like cyber criminal is only one. Like, they will be having a team of people. One person is called from customs, one person is called from the income tax department, one call received from somewhere XYZ, logistics, all these kind of things. They will be started receiving the number of calls, because these two are already in relation. Okay, and they already decided they wanted to marry each other. So that way, like, in both the cases they have believed, and they want they were, since they were decided to marry each other, so all this amount was transferred to the cyber criminal. And finally they found that they were cheated. So our later part, they have approached the police people. And most of the times, if the money goes out of the country, it is very difficult to get the money back. Okay, within the domestic transactions also, if the money is gone from one account to another account, from another account to wallets and some other accounts, it is always difficult. They may catch the thief, cyber fraudster, but getting money from that cyber criminal is that is not that much easy. Okay, so we have to be very careful when we are doing any of these kind of things. So these are the some examples. And he is a 9th class boy. He started misusing his classmates photograph. And there are some people like who went for extremes. And especially whether they're in while they're studying or working or somewhere. So once the relations are there, and if you have started exchanging the email IDs, passwords, and all the things, we don't know like when that particular friend or colleague will become an enemy to us. Okay, it is not that wantedly. Something may irritate some incident may irritate that particular situation, and they'll become enemies. So that time they will try to exploit as much as the other person. So these are the things which we can see in the social networking front. Did anyone heard about any of those incident from your family or from your relations? Anyone has come to know or came across such kind of incidents? Please say yes or no in the chat area. Anyone came to such kind of situations? Anyone? No? Very good. Very good. Seema ma'am, very good. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think none of the people came such kind of incidents from their lifetime. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. But only thing is lucky till date. Very good. Very good. Okay. But those are the kind of things. These are the things which are happening. So we have to be careful. That's all. All right. But we are not against the social media platforms. We are also using the social media platforms, but we should use it in a manner like we're supposed to use. Okay. So I thought of discuss with this WhatsApp security and privacy. Are you all ready to do it along with me? Are you all ready to do it along with me? Okay. Okay. If you're already done, not an issue at all. If you're not done, I request try to do it along with me. Okay. Open here in this particular thing, I'm going to discuss two aspects. One is the privacy and security options. One is the privacy and security and storage. These three aspects I'm going to discuss with respect to the WhatsApp security. Okay. So open your WhatsApp account and click on those three dots. The moment you click on those three dots, you will be getting an option called settings. Once you click on that settings, the first option is account. In the account, there is an options called privacy, security, change number. Those options are available. Okay. So click on WhatsApp account, click on those three dots, choose settings, click on the first option called accounts. Once you click on that accounts, the first option is privacy. Under the privacy, you have privacy for your profile photograph, privacy for your status, privacy for your mobile contact number. Okay, so these are the options which are available. So the first option is profile photo. So the moment you click on the profile photo, you will be getting three options. Only my contacts, my contacts expect, or only share. So which option will you choose? Only my contacts or contacts accept, or with none? Which option you will choose? Which option you will choose? Everyone. Okay, your profile photo, you wanted to share it with everyone. Okay, my contacts. Very good. Very good. Any other comments? Yeah. So option is my contacts. Very good. Very good. Thank you. So everyone, my contacts, only none or something will be there. So we, most of the people are suggesting like only my contacts. Okay, if you want to share, you can share with everyone. But our suggestion, security thing, only my contacts. Let me give you one example. Example, it is a real-time case which has happened in the last week in Hyderabad. So they have couple photographs. Profile photo, normally you and me, everyone will keep our family picture. So that lady was keeping her family photograph, her and spouse. Okay, spouse and both of them were there in that profile picture. So they have taken the screenshot and they have altered that lady's photograph, and he sent it to that person. You see that like this is the thing, and he's believed that person, and he said like he is also having other other information, like other photographs, videos, and all such kind of things. He was started threatening that lady. So she paid more than 7 lakh rupees to come out of that issue, because if it comes to her husband, so she will be in trouble. So he was threatening, in real time, that fellow doesn't have any information related to that lady, but he started threatening, if you are not sharing, we will share it on your on the platforms and all that things. He is threatened, and that lady has approached the police, and of course they're not able to recover any money, but they have registered the FIR kind of thing. But as on today, they are not able to nab that person. They are not able to catch hold of that person. Okay, so in nowadays, I think that kind of frauds are happening. So we have to be careful with respect to our profile photographs and status and these kind of things. There are some softwares where we can capture the status of your videos and all those things if it has related to the personal and kind of things. Okay, that is the case which I thought of bringing it to your notice. I brought that. Okay, profile photographs, keep it only with respect to your my contacts, but not to everyone. If you choose nobody also, nothing is going to happen. Or if you wanted to share it with only your family friends, that you can do it. And the next option is status. Okay, under the privacy, profile photo you have seen, about you have seen, and status. Under the status, there are three options. My contacts accept, my contacts accept only share with the friends. Like if you have any groups, family groups or friends groups, if you want to share it exclusively with them, you can share it only with them, or share it with your contacts. Like, or my contacts accept these things, you can share it with anyone. So that status privacy options are also there. If you click on the status, the option is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have seen the profile picture, and next is about, and the next one is status. If you click on the status, then you will be seeing that my contacts. You can choose according to your things. And groups, this is a dangerous thing. Groups, to where all it is available. So which is available to everyone, or only my contacts, or only my contacts expect. Everyone in the sense, I also can send a WhatsApp message to you, or some XYZ person also send a WhatsApp message to you. If it is only my contacts, then you will be the only people who are there in your contacts, only those people can add you into their WhatsApp group. If at all, if that person is not there in your contacts, and if that person wanted to add you into his WhatsApp group, then you will be getting a notification. Says that Jagdish wanted to add you into his WhatsApp group. Will you allow or not? If you allow, then you will be added. If you are not allowing, you won't be added over there. Okay. So this is the privacy options which are available under the WhatsApp as of now. Okay, profile photo, status, and your contact numbers. If at all, if you are kept only my contacts, then no one can send you any kind of WhatsApp messages where those people are not in your contacts. Otherwise, you will be receiving the messages saying that like work only for 20 minutes you will get 2,000 rupees, work only 30 minutes you'll gain 3,000 rupees. Did anyone got such kind of messages? Work for 2 to 3 hours, you will be getting 3,000, 5,000 kind of thing. Did anyone got such messages? Yes or no? All right. Okay, good. Okay, some people got, and some people are getting, some people are not got. Very good. So, but you try to avoid that kind of things. If you can choose only my contacts, no one can add into their WhatsApp group. So these are the some privacy settings which are provided with the WhatsApp group. If at all, if you are done earlier, it's well and good. If you are not done, you can do the privacy settings on your WhatsApp so that you can safeguard all your information. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. And the second option is fingerprint lock, but I won't suggest you, but you have another option called. Okay, and you can go to the settings, account, and there is you have seen the privacy, and you have seen the security, and you have seen the two-step verification. Okay, click on the two-step verification. The moment you click on the two-step verification, right side extreme screen you will be getting. Okay, I just told settings, account, privacy you have seen, and security we are leaving, and a two-step verification. You can explore later part. Two-step verification. Click on the two-step verification. The moment you click on the two-step verification, extreme right side the screen you will be seeing two-step verification. If you click on that enable, it will enable you, and it will ask you to enter a 6-digit code. You can enter a 6-digit code, and email is not mandatory, it is optional. If you want, you can share, otherwise you can leave it. So once if it is if you click on next, immediately that will be done. If the two-step verification is done, no one can open your WhatsApp account unless and until you provide this two-step verification. Okay, morning we talked about the password, so this is the next level password protection to your account. Okay, so if you set this two-step verification, no one can open your WhatsApp account unless you share these details with any of your members. Okay, so these are the security and privacy options which are provided by the WhatsApp, and other options are there. You can explore. These are the some important aspects I thought I should discuss with you. Okay, so this is with respect to the privacy and security options. And most important option, like if you, what are the mobile phone you are having 128 to 56 GB RAM, memory and all, so it will be vanished, within no days or within no time kind of thing. To safeguard your phone memory, you can just go to any WhatsApp group. I think now they have introduced it to the individuals also. Individual thing also it will work. Go to any WhatsApp group, click on those three dots, click on that group info. The moment you click on the group info, you will be getting these options: mute notifications, custom notification, media visibility. The moment you click on the media visibility, there is an option called default yes, yes, no. Okay, by default yes, what I mean, like whatever the media you're getting in that particular WhatsApp group, all these things will be downloaded into your phone memory. And if you say yes, it will download. By default it is yes. If you say yes, also it will download. If you choose no, okay, if you choose no and click on no, no media will be downloaded into your phone memory. If you choose no and click on OK, no memory will be downloaded into your phone memory. So whatever the media you're getting into the particular WhatsApp group, that will remains in the group, but it won't occupy any of your memory, phone memory. Okay, it won't be vanished also, that will be there. Okay, but whenever you want, you can click and you can access that. But the media, like whoever is uploaded, that fellow should maintain on his phone, otherwise it won't be visible at all. Okay, so this way you can just safeguard your phone memory, and downloading of unwanted images, videos and all those things on your phone memory. So from those things you can safeguard your WhatsApp account like this. The reason why I'm discussing is maximum number of people are using the WhatsApp. That's the reason we chosen to discuss with you with regard to the WhatsApp security, privacy, and storage kind of thing. Is it clear? So otherwise you will be getting these kind of messages. Spend this much time in kaun banega crorepati and all these things. We never knew who these people are. But if at all, if you are allowing them, you will be receiving all these things. But if you restrict yourself only my contacts, you will be getting a notification. If you want to allow them, you can allow them, or if you don't want to allow them, you need not allow them. All right. So this is with respect to the WhatsApp security and privacy. Is it clear to all of you? Please say yes or no. All right. Okay. Good. So are you all able to set this WhatsApp security and all? Hope so. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you, sir, madam, for your response. There is a portal called tineye.com. This is a image reverse engineering, reverse image search engine. In this particular website, tineye.com, you can just upload your photograph. Okay, there is an upload up arrow is there in the blue color thing. You just upload the photograph and see that whether your photograph is used by any other people or not. If at all, if you are not found any usages by other people, you go very good. If at all some other people are using, who are those people are using your photograph? Who are those people are using your photograph? So that you can verify those people, and you can ask those people to remove the photograph or acknowledge them or whatever it is. So this is one tineye.com is most of the cybersecurity professionals says this site is open source site. You can use that. You can just find out like by uploading your photograph, and you can find out like if any others are using your photograph kind of thing. There is another website called pic2map.com. In that pic2map.com, you just upload your photograph, and it will give you whole lot of information. Okay, what is the camera, when it was taken, what is the address, city, country, longitude, latitude. On top of all those things, it also indicate you where you are residing, where the photo was taken, sorry, where you have taken that photograph. Okay, whole lot of information here. Okay, you can just see like some 3-4 pages of information you will be getting. File information, date and time, GPS information, location information, all this information you will be getting by uploading your photograph and check it. Okay, so this way these many things are available openly to the people. So anyone can misuse, if at all, if they feel like if they want to misuse kind of thing, they will start misusing. a whole lot of information is there, then they will start blackmailing, or they will try to make the friendship. They will say like, I know that like you went to the Simla or Jammu or somewhere, you went to the Delhi on that particular day and you visited that place, and that was a nice photograph, either he or she. That is how they will try to build the trust. So these are the some tools where we can find out that information, try to build that relations with those people. Okay, so these are the some tools where we can use it and we find out this kind of information. Okay, so with that I'm just stop that thing WhatsApp. I'm just closing, and any of you are using this thing Facebook? If you want me to discuss that Facebook also, Facebook security also, please say yes or no. Accordingly I will discuss. If anyone wanted to want me to discuss, then Facebook security I will discuss. Otherwise, okay, I think there are so many. Yes, all right. Let me show the Facebook account. So this is my company Facebook account, which I was trying to showcase it to you. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir and madam, I'm going to show it to you. Don't worry. Okay, so this is the Facebook account, and the moment you go there, in the extreme right side, there is an option, drop down arrow, which is account. You just click on that account. Okay, there is similar lines, settings and privacy. You just click on the settings and privacy. You just click on the settings. Once you click on the settings, you will be getting whole lot of information. Okay, so this is a contact, contact email ID, contact these things. Since it is my okay, this is the my project email ID, so I just kept it open. But if it is a personal, I won't do that. Okay, this is a general information where you will be getting a lot of information. Anyone can see this information. And security and login. So as I told you, these people also capture all your information. So where you have logged in, it is an active time. So I have used the PC, which is a Windows PC. What location, what IP address. So this is the Motorola E7 device. How many hours back I used? What is the IP? All this kind of information they will be getting, as I told you, right? All this information, it goes out of our hand. So this is how the social media platforms, they will capture and they will try to collect that information. And two-factor authentication. Okay, use this. I request, if at all, if you are using the Facebook account, enable this two-step verification like what we have done in the WhatsApp. Similarly, you can do this two-step verification. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm not touching upon that, but otherwise you can do that. Okay, so that is with respect to the security. And you just click on your Facebook information. So this is very, very important aspect. Okay, activity log. You can just see like what are the things you are searching and what are the things you are doing. What are the things you are browsing and all these things you will be getting under the activity log. And recently they have introduced, but not recently, some time back they have introduced this option called, okay, offline Facebook activity. Your Facebook information, okay, under that off Facebook activity. So what do you mean by this off Facebook activity? When the Facebook app was installed on your mobile device, whether you are accessing or not, whether you are accessing that or not, once you logged in and you stop, you kept it like that, they will try to capture all your information, like what are the things you are browsing, what are the sites you are visiting, and all such kind of things they will try to capture. Okay, if you don't want them to capture this activity, then you can click on the clear history and manage your off Facebook activity. They have given the option, they're collecting, at the same time they're also giving an option whether shall I collect or not. If you say yes, they will collect. If you say no, they won't collect. But you may ask like what will happen, you may ask like what will happen, as we all know, information is the new oil. So if I know like you are searching for these options, I can just send a pop-up and you will click on the pop-up and you will tempted to that offer, and if you provide the details, it is a gone case. Okay, so that's the kind of cases, that the kind of things which are happening. So to avoid such kind of things, you can always keep this Facebook activity off. Okay, hope it is clear. And the next option is other options are there. Please explore. Only important aspects I'm touching. And the next option is privacy option. So this is very, very important. Privacy option. Okay, who can see your activity? Who can see your future posts? Public or everyone or friends? You can just use that option. Okay, I'm just moving to this. How people find and contact you? Who can send a friend request? Okay, you can keep everyone. There are no harm in it, but it is up to you to accept that friend request or not. It is up to you to whether accept that friend request or not. If you accept, then only they will be part of your contact. If at all, if you are not accepting, they never become a part of your contacts. Who can see your friend list? Can anyone say, like, who can see your friend list? So the options are, who can see your friend list? Public, friends, friends except specific friends, only me, or custom. So out of these options, which option you will choose? Who can see your friend list? Which option will you choose? Please type, sir, madam. Which option you will choose? Specific friends, good. Any other options? Only me, very good. Okay, if you ask, I will choose only me. Why should I show my friend list to you? Please, think yourself. Why should I show my friend list to you? There is no need. You are a friend to me, and other people also. If at all if their friend, I know they will come and they will send a request. I will see like whether I accept them or not. But why should I open my friend list to you? There is no need. Okay. So if you keep the public, then these people, that is how information goes out of our hand, and people will try to choose. But if you ask me, I will keep it only me. Okay. These many number of options are there. You can choose. Who can look up using your email address, phone number? Here also everyone is there because it is a social media platform where we wanted to get more number of people. Okay, who can see this list? There also have options, everyone, friends, only me. Or if you want to keep your email ID open to your friends, you can keep it or only me. But I will suggest only me. Okay, either your email number or mobile number kind of thing. Okay, so this way, if you can set your two-step verification, and if you hide all your friend list, mobile number, email ID, okay, and if you hide all these things, and if you keep a two-step verification, the chances are very, very less to compromise your account. If you can do this, 95% of the 95% you can safeguard your account if you keep a two-step verification and if you hide all the information which are related to you. Okay, so this is with respect to the privacy and security options with respect to the Facebook. In the same way, like you can have for Insta, Twitter, and all such kind of things. Hope it is clear to all of you. Hope it is clear to all of you. Please say yes or no. Okay, so that is with respect to the with respect to these things. All right, so these are the some screenshots, but what our sincere suggestion to all of you is, and it is not that you should not use, you use it, all the technological tools which are available, and you are free to use also. The thing is, like, try to post minimal information. Try to post minimal information which is not critical. Try to post group images rather than individual images, especially all young girl and women. Try to post, group photographs rather than individual images. Otherwise, deepfakes can be done and can be misused. It okay. Less information and these things. Nowadays, like, you will be getting information also. Whenever you are taking the photographs, immediately before you download it to the social media platforms, it will ask you to whether the GPS information should be there or not. Okay, so you can stop the the GPS information, and you can upload the photographs. If you can follow these 2 to 3 things, less information, group photos rather than individual images, and low resolution images. Okay, nowadays, like, what are the cameras you are using? It will ask you 13 MB, 14 MB pictures kind of thing. So if you post such kind of information, there are always chances that information can be gathered or pictures can be altered without any distractions. But if you post low resolution images, these kind of chances are very, very less. Okay, I hope these points are very clear to you. and hope you all understood this Facebook security also. Okay, are you all understood? Please say yes or no. All right. Okay, this is the information which I have shown it to you on live. So this otherwise this is in the screenshots. Okay, but in spite of all these things, by any chance, if your Facebook account is hacked, report facebook.com /hacked HACKED. Okay, if it is hacked, then they will guide you or they will support you. And if any fake profile has got created, use report in place of hacked. Please type REPORT. You can report them so that they will try to help you out. They will be asking some basic information, and if you provide that basic information, they will try to help you out to recover your account, or to stop that any unfortunate things which are happening. Okay, so these are the kind of things which we can see. Okay, whenever you are accessing your mobile device, so this is one of the health tip, nothing to do with the technology. If you are using strike, it is only 4 kilos. If it are 45 degrees, then head weight become 22 kilos instead of 4 kilos. Your head weight will become 22 kilos. If you bend yourself too much at 60 degrees, then your head weight become 27 kilos. But normally, if the first image to last image, you can just see like the degree of things. Okay, that head weight will become more, and all your spine and all these things also it will impact. Okay, try to do that. Let's move on to these financial transactions. Okay, so now these digital transactions are become famous because of various reasons, and there was a huge increment of digital transactions in the during the lockdown period because of various reasons. Okay, I'm showing two ATM machines. Which is a genuine ATM machine? Is the top one or the bottom one? Please type your choice in the chat area. Which is the right? Top one is the right ATM machine. Very good. Yeah, please, more choices, more answers I wanted. Okay, Achita Nagara said top. Very good. Top. Rajiv Bhatt, top. Okay, okay. Any responses? All right, thank you. So the top one is the genuine ATM machine. The bottom one is a skimmer, which is attached. The skimmer was attached, and they will try to capture all your information. So the skimmer is nothing but a small piece of hardware where they will try to collect light in the very good, sir. Yes. Thank you for your understanding and support. Okay, that skimmer is a small hardware device where they will try to capture. You can just see how sophisticated this ATM machine are. It is almost looks like an ATM machine. Just they kept a cap which is having a skimmer, and it is capturing your card details as well as it is capturing your PIN number also. So they will clone the card and they will misuse the cards kind of thing. So you have to be doubly check whether the ATM machine is the right ATM machine or not. So these are the kind of skimmers which they have arranged to collect all your information and try to gather that information and try to clone the card, and they will take out the money from here. Okay, so whenever you are entering the pin, and ensure that like entire keypad is locked properly and use it. Okay, so our thing, like as I told you from morning onwards, whenever you are doing any online transaction, ensure that that website is HTTPS is one thing. Second thing, padlock. And third thing, if you click on that padlock, there is a digital certificate. And once you click on that padlock, you will be getting this digital certificate. You can just clear like when it was expires, or like who issued this. So these things you have to check once in a while whenever you are providing your username and password, wherever you are providing your username and password kind of thing. Then you can believe that like that is some kind of it has fallen some kind of standards, and they are reliable source to provide your information kind of thing. Okay, as I told, you have to check the complete URL of the website which you are entering or which you are typing or which you are going through search engine kind of thing. So you have to be doubly careful before you provide your details. But these are the three things which you can see that. So I think the morning was also explained to you the HTTP and HTTPS. If it is HTTP, they can see your data. If it's HTTPS, that encryption will happen, and people cannot see the code which you are entering. Okay, So these are the things whenever you are doing any financial transactions, ensure that it is a HTTPS, padlock, and digital certificates are there. Okay. So this is the case like where in the previous session also mentioned by Professor, it was a smishing attacks. You will be receiving this kind of, dear customer, your SBI card has been suspended. Did anyone receive this kind of messages? Please say yes or no. So before you respond, yeah, most of the people, did anyone responded? Did anyone responded? No, very good. Okay, you have to see like, if it is an SBI details will be there. And here some number it has came. Some number has come. So we should not respond. Right. So one person, what he's done, he received that message, he's clicked it. It is almost like an SBI application. He gave his username and password, immediately got a OTP from SBI INB, and he entered that OTP. After clicking that, it is rotating. So it will be rotating and you will be keep on pressing that. But in the back end, they will be collecting your username, password, OTP, and they will, yeah, taking the money from your account. So these frauds are becoming more and more in these days. Okay. So please be careful. So he lost, more than 20,000 in one transaction, 1 lakh in one transaction. Okay. So once you get these kind of messages, you have to be careful and you have to bring it to the notice of the people. Okay. So this is with respect to that online banking. You careful, don't respond or don't provide any of your critical information with anyone. Okay. You all may be using either credit card, debit card, or UPI transactions kind of thing. Okay. Whenever you are saving this credit card, debit card details kind of thing on any of the e-commerce platforms, travel platforms, or services platforms kind of thing. So our suggestion is, before you doing a transaction, enter the card details and complete the transaction. Once the transaction is over, kindly remove the payment method. Kindly remove the payment method. Okay. The reason why I'm saying is, okay, if that payment method is there as part of your device, once you go back to your home, the device maybe you might be using, or our family members may be using, and if there are any online games kind of thing, they will try to after some levels of game, they may ask you some kind of payment is required to move to the next level. So that time they will click yes, immediately the money will be deducted and you won't be getting any notification. How the money will be deducted? Because any of these apps are fraudulent apps. Most of the apps are not developed in India, so most of the apps are developed out of India with an intention to get the money, or with the intention to steal the user credentials. The moment you click the yes or next level, because in the anxiety next to move to the next level, people may click it in the next kind of thing. Immediately they will try to deduct the money. Okay, and you will be surprising how they will deduct the money. Okay, and you will be under assumption that you have to enter the expiry date, CVV, OTP, and all the things. So all these things are required only for domestic transactions. All these things are required only for domestic transactions, and these details are not required for the international transactions. The moment they found the card number, any card, either it is a credit card, debit card, or whatever the card it is, immediately they will deduct the money. They need not to want your CVV, expiry, OTP, and all the things. Only domestic transactions they may ask you those details. If it is international transactions, they might not ask any of these details. So that is how people will misuse those details. Okay, and to avoid that, recently that RBI is brought in these things, domestic transactions and foreign transactions. Earlier the credit cards are comes with the enablement of domestic transaction, international transactions, but nowadays both the transactions are disabled. Whenever you are receiving any credit card or debit card, both the transactions will be in a disable mode. You have to enable them. While you are enabling them, ensure that all your international transactions are disabled. Whenever you are traveling international, you can enable them, but otherwise disable those things. Whenever you are doing any domestic transactions, they will be giving an options. They will be giving an options. E-commerce platform, how much? QR code transactions, how much, or ATM transactions, how much. All these controls are, the banks are providing these controls to the users. So it is our responsibility, that means user responsibility, to keep those controls. How much online transaction you can keep, how much ATM transaction, how much POS, how much NFC, or how much withdrawal. So all these options you can set by your own, by logging into that particular accounts. Okay, so that way you can safeguard your credit card, debit card kind of thing. And in spite of any of these things, and if any frauds happens, immediately you have to report it to the cybercrime.gov.in, and you have to report to the bank also. Okay, if it is any credit card, debit card, you have to report within 48 hours. If it is a debit card, you have to report within 24 hours. If it is a credit card, there are chances that if any fraudulent transaction has happened on your credit card, and if you report within 48 hours before to the bank as well as the police people and cybercrime.gov.in, there are chances that you may get your money back. But with respect to the debit card, okay, if any transactions happen within 24 hours before, you have to report, but the chances are very, very slim. The chances are very 0.0001 percentage. Once the money is deducted, it is very difficult to get the money from the debit cards. But whereas in the credit card, you have a time of 48 hours. If you report them, then you can make a complaint, and there are chances that you will get your money back. Okay, so that is with respect to those things. And whenever you are making any QR code transactions, or QR code, or transactions to other accounts kind of thing, just do a minimal transaction, or 1 rupee, 2 rupee transaction, you do it. And if it is 2, then you can transfer the money. Whenever you are receiving any QR codes on your WhatsApp and all these things, for example, you have posted something in one of the platform where some cyber fraudsters have seen that, and they may contact you. Immediately they said like, yes, we like the product, and we want to purchase that product. Okay, they will immediately they will send one QR code stating that you please click on that QR code, pay 1 rupee, and we will pay the complete amount. Hope you are getting a point. They will sending the QR code to receive the money, not to pay the money. And they will ask you to transfer 1 rupee by using the QR code. The moment you enter 1 rupee, but in the background, they may be keeping 1 lakh, 10,000 to 70,000, whatnot. Or there are chances that people can steal the money by using the QR code. Please remember one point: whenever you are making the point, whenever you are making any payment, then only you have to enter the pin. Whenever you are receiving the money, there is no need of entering the pin anywhere. Remember this blindly. Wherever you are making the money, paying the money, then you have to enter the pin number, MPIN. Or whenever you are receiving any money, there is no need of entering your pin. Okay, that is the blind thing which everyone should remember, so that you can safeguard all your hard-earned money from these online transactions, mobile transactions, or any QR code transactions kind of thing. Okay, anything and everything you can make use of it, but only thing is, like, whenever you are receiving money, there is no need of sharing any of your details. But whenever you are making the money, ensure that you are transferring that right person. After the confirmation, you can make the payment. Okay, so that is with respect to these financial transactions kind of thing. Because of the time, I was not able to spend too much of things on these areas. Okay, hope it is clear to all of you. Is it clear? Please say yes or no if it is clear to all of you. Okay, let me this is my website, infosecawareness.in. So many of the people are asking for the resource material. Please come down, click on the downloads. Once you click on the downloads, there are a lot of materials are there. You can, cartoon stories, handbooks, presentation. So what are the presentations we are using? So all these presentations are available. Cyber alert presentations, ICF presentations, master trainer presentations. you can access all these ISA presentation. All right. So the one which I'm talking about, the social networking and computer ethics, whatnot, all these things are available. More than some 40-50 presentations are available. You can make use of these presentations and get benefit out of these things. Okay. This is with respect to the portal. And in the information security awareness portal, the moment you log on to the home page, we have, as I told you, like we are offering that e-learning course. See, here is a scrolling, join our 2-hour e-learning course. So this is an e-learning course which we have created for the government officials. This you can do it yourself, your family members, all your colleagues also can do it. Okay. So this e-learning course having these modules, and if you click on login, and if it is already registered, you can give your email ID, password, and enter. And if it is first time you are came to here, register here, and you provide your username, password, and all these things, and you can just click on submit. Then you will be immediately you will be logging to you will be logging to that cybersecurity course, and you can learn all these aspects. Okay, with respect to the course, you can learn all these things. Okay.